The sun rises like a fiery crown over an endless sea of golden dunes. Its light does not warm, it burns, casting sharp shadows across the rippling sand. Heat shimmers in the distance, twisting the horizon into a cruel illusion, lakes of water that vanish the moment you approach. This is the desert's first deception, beauty hiding brutality. Across this barren expanse, life appears fragile, almost impossible. And yet, here it is, a beetle dragging itself across the scorching surface, its body designed to endure what would kill most creatures in minutes. Far above, a falcon circles the sky, searching for movement below, while somewhere in the dunes, a snake lies buried, patient and invisible, waiting for its prey. Welcome to the deserts of Earth, the scorching frontiers, where existence is a battle fought every second. Covering 1/3 of our planet's land, deserts stretch across continents, shaping cultures, wildlife, and landscapes alike. They are silent, vast, and deadly, but they are not lifeless. Beneath the burning sun and beneath the silent stars, deserts are home to some of the most astonishing survivors on the planet. Creatures that can withstand thirst for months. Plants that bloom only once in decades. And people who have learned to call these hostile lands their home. In this journey, we will walk across the Sahara's endless dunes, climb the rocky plateaus of the Gobi, feel the burning silence of the Atacama, and witness the resilience of life in the Kalahari. We will uncover how deserts are formed, how life survives within them, and why these barren wastelands are among the most powerful forces of nature. This is not just a story of emptiness. It is a story of survival, of adaptation, and of the eternal struggle between life and death. Deserts are not accidents. They are masterpieces of time, sculpted by Earth's most powerful forces. It begins with the mountains. When continents collide and fold into great ranges, they cast vast shadows across the land. Moist winds sweep in, heavy with the promise of rain. But as they climb the mountains, the air cools, releasing its water in storms and rivers, leaving the far side starved of moisture. What remains is a wasteland, a rain shadow, where clouds pass by but never weep. This is how the mighty Himalayas gave birth to the Gobi Desert, a barren kingdom of rock and dust that stretches across Mongolia and China. Elsewhere, it is the breath of the planet itself that forges deserts. Around the equator, hot air rises and drifts toward the poles. By the time it falls back to Earth, it is dry, stripped of life-giving water. It descends at subtropical latitudes, creating belts of arid land that circle the globe. The Sahara, the Kalahari, the Arabian Desert, all born under these invisible winds. But each desert tells its own tale. The Sahara, the largest of them all, was not always an ocean of sand. Thousands of years ago, its plains were green, alive with rivers and lakes. Ancient rock paintings show giraffes, elephants, and people thriving where today only dunes remain. A shifting climate turned this green paradise into a furnace of sandstorms and silence. The Atacama in South America holds a different story. Wedged between the Andes Mountains and the cold Humboldt Current, it has become the driest desert on Earth. Some valleys here have not felt a drop of rain for centuries. Its soil is baked into lifelessness, resembling the surface of Mars. And yet, even here, life exists, hidden in salt caves, clinging to rocks, waiting for the rarest of rains to awaken. The Kalahari, by contrast, is not an empty desert but a land of contrasts. Though dry, it carries bursts of life when rains return. Grasslands bloom, herds of antelope gather, and lions roam, only for the cycle of drought to return, once again reminding all who live here that nothing lasts in the desert. Deserts are not voids. They are crucibles. They are born from wind, stone, and sun, shaped by forces beyond imagination. And within their silence lies a paradox, a world that seems dead, but in truth, is more alive than we ever expect. The desert sun shows no mercy. By midday, the sands burn hotter than steel, reaching more than 50 degrees Celsius. To survive here is to outwit the heat, and desert animals have evolved into masters of adaptation. In the shifting dunes of North Africa, the fennec fox prowls. Barely larger than a rabbit, its most striking feature is its enormous ears, wide, delicate, and veined like living fans. These are not ornaments but lifelines, radiating body heat into the air to keep the fox cool. At night, when the desert breathes with cooler winds, the fox hunts, leaping silently on beetles, lizards, and rodents beneath the sand. But no desert animal is more famous than the camel, the ship of the desert. Its humps do not hold water, as many believe, but fat, fuel to survive weeks without food. Camels drink deeply when they can, storing enough to endure endless marches under the punishing sun. Their wide, padded feet spread like snowshoes on the shifting dunes, and their long lashes protect their eyes against blinding sandstorms. To watch a caravan of camels move through the Sahara is to see survival in motion, an ancient partnership between human and beast. Closer to the ground, the sidewinder snake slithers sideways across burning sand. With only two parts of its body touching the ground at any time, it avoids the full fury of the scorching earth. This strange dance is not just survival, it is elegance under fire. In the shadows, scorpions and beetles bide their time. By day, they retreat underground into cool burrows. By night, they emerge, armored and patient. Some desert beetles, like the Namib beetle, even drink from the air itself, lifting their bodies into the fog, letting tiny droplets condense on their shells before rolling the precious water into their mouths. Survival here is not about strength but about strategy. In the desert, the wise thrive where the reckless perish. And for many animals, the ultimate adaptation is time itself, to vanish by day and live only in the cool embrace of the night. If animals are the wanderers of the desert, plants are its anchors. They cannot move, yet they endure. Their secret lies in patience, resilience, and ingenuity. The cactus, crowned with spines, bloated with water, is a fortress in green. Its thick, waxy skin seals in every drop of moisture, while its spines guard against thirsty mouths. Inside, the cactus stores reserves that may last for years, waiting for rains that may never come. The acacia tree, scattered across deserts of Africa and Arabia, sends its roots deep into the earth, searching for hidden aquifers. Even in the driest seasons, its leaves unfurl, offering shade to gazelles and giraffes. But the acacia is no silent benefactor. Its leaves release bitter toxins when grazed upon too heavily, warning others nearby to do the same. This is not just survival, it is war by chemistry. Some plants appear to die, shriveling into lifeless husks. But these are the resurrection plants. At the first kiss of rain, they awaken, unfurling green leaves in a matter of hours. Their rebirth is so sudden, so miraculous, that ancient people once believed them to hold magic. And then there are the rare desert blooms. When rains sweep across the Atacama or the Kalahari, the sands erupt in flowers. For a few fleeting days or weeks, the wasteland becomes a paradise, a riot of color and fragrance. And then, just as swiftly, the blooms vanish, leaving behind seeds buried in the sand, waiting for the next storm. In the desert, plants are silent alchemists, turning scarcity into abundance, endurance into beauty. Even in the harshest lands, hunters stalk the weak. Predators of the desert are masters of patience, cunning, and silence. High above, eagles and falcons ride the thermals. With piercing eyes, they can spot a hare or a lizard from hundreds of meters away. In a land where food is scarce, every shadow that moves is a chance at survival. On the ground, scavengers like hyenas and jackals roam the dunes. They follow the wind, sniffing out carcasses left by heat or rival hunters. In the desert, nothing is wasted, flesh, bones, even skin becomes food for something. Among the sands, smaller hunters lurk. The sand cat, with its pale fur blending seamlessly into the dunes, moves silently under the stars. It strikes with precision, taking down rodents and insects before melting back into the darkness. Its cousin, the desert fox, thrives in much the same way, a phantom of the night. Predators in the desert do not hunt for sport. They cannot afford to. Every kill is life preserved for one more day. Every mistake is starvation. Scarcity is the true ruler here, shaping every movement, every decision, every strategy. And so, in this kingdom of sand, predators are not just killers. They are the balance keepers, the guardians of survival. The desert may seem silent, but its dangers are many, and they strike without warning. In narrow canyons, the sky darkens with sudden clouds. Within minutes, dry riverbeds transform into torrents, flash floods that tear through stone, sweeping away everything in their path. A land that knows no rain for months may drown in a single hour. Elsewhere, the wind rises, carrying the desert itself into the air. Sandstorms, vast and unrelenting, can swallow caravans whole, blotting out the sun and suffocating all caught within. For travelers, the world becomes a storm of choking dust, directionless and deadly. And then there are the extremes of temperature. By day, the desert blazes with deadly heat. By night, the same land freezes under a sky littered with stars. A swing of 40 degrees in a single day, a cruel test for all who live here. Even the desert's beauty hides deception. Mirages shimmer on the horizon, pools of water that vanish as one approaches. They are illusions, born of heat and light, leading the desperate into despair. The desert is more than a landscape. It is a trial. A crucible where only the strong, the clever, or the lucky survive. Every dune hides danger. Every horizon conceals death. And yet, it is within this very peril that the desert's most extraordinary survivors are born. For thousands of years, humans too have walked the deserts, carving out survival where nature seems to forbid it. The Bedouins of Arabia, the Tuaregs of the Sahara, the Mongol nomads of Central Asia, each forged by the same harsh crucible, yet each with a story uniquely their own. Across golden dunes, Bedouins move with their camel caravans, the animals carrying not only water and goods, but entire ways of life. To the Tuaregs, known as the Blue People for the indigo dye that stains their robes and veils, the desert is not a barren enemy, it is home. They read the stars like maps, track the winds like whispers, and know the dunes like others know city streets. In the Gobi, Mongol herders endure icy winters and scorching summers alike, their felt tents, sheltering them from extremes. For them, the desert is both hardship and heritage. Yet beyond survival lies something deeper, a spiritual connection. The desert has long been a place of vision and revelation. Here, prophets walked, and religions were born. To wander into the silence of the dunes is to confront both death and eternity, emptiness and transcendence. Humans in the desert are not conquerors. They are students, learning humility from a land that gives nothing freely. But today, the deserts face dangers greater than ever before, not from nature, but from humanity. Expanding deserts, desertification, creep into once fertile lands, driven by climate change and reckless deforestation. Winds carry away soil, and once green fields turn to sand. Overgrazing by livestock strips away what little vegetation remains, leaving nothing to anchor the earth. Mining and drilling tear at fragile landscapes, draining aquifers that took millennia to form. The people who have survived here for centuries now struggle against forces far beyond their control. Indigenous desert tribes watch their traditions fade as water disappears and modern borders cut across their nomadic paths. For them, survival is no longer just about enduring the sun or the sand, it is about resisting the hand of progress that threatens to erase them. The desert has always been harsh, but never before has it been so fragile. And yet, even in these wastelands, miracles bloom. In the vast emptiness, an oasis is a jewel, palm groves clustered around a pool of cool water, where birds sing and caravans find relief. For millennia, these havens have been lifelines, stops along the Silk Road, resting places for weary travelers, birthplaces of trade and culture. Some deserts are split by rivers that seem to defy the impossible. The Nile, a ribbon of green slicing through Egypt's endless sands, sustains millions, just as it did ancient pharaohs. Along its banks, civilization itself was born. Even in the Atacama, one of the driest places on Earth, rare rains can awaken seeds hidden for decades, bursting into carpets of flowers. It is proof that life, no matter how fragile, always waits for its moment to return. The desert may be cruel, but it is never absolute. In its silence, life still finds a way to sing. The deserts of our planet are harsh, merciless, and often deadly. But they are also teachers, proving that survival is not just about strength, but about endurance, ingenuity, and patience. Here, animals sculpt their lives around the sun. Plants turn scarcity into abundance. Humans bend tradition into resilience. And together, they reveal a truth, that even in the harshest landscapes, life persists. Deserts are not empty voids. They are arenas of survival, kingdoms of fire, sand, and silence where existence itself is tested. And as long as creatures move beneath the burning sun, deserts will remain, not wastelands of death, but kingdoms of survival.